Right, let's give it a tour. I'll have to look. Where do you want to start?
Wherever. It's going to keep following you.
Okay, I'll start up here and just explain.
Hold on, let me...
When we looked at this house, it had already been on the market and had gone to auction, and it didn't meet reserve at auction. So when I found it online and we came and had a look, we knew we wanted somewhere that was a doer-upper. We wanted somewhere with a bit of land, somewhere for our dog, who you'll meet in a bit. And yeah, this is it. So it's an old farmhouse in bits, which we'll talk to you about the plans. I'll take you in towards the end. And then up over here we have a barn that was built in the 90s. Was it in the 90s?
2005.
2005, 20 years ago.
That barn there.
Yeah, this barn here. So let's come and show you in from over here. So we have to erect a stock-proof fence because this field is being kept by the farmers for grazing. So we have about a metre past the edge of this barn. So we've got to clear all of this, build our stock-proof fence that runs to the edge of the entrance to the field over here. So we've got to clear all of this. We're going to have to take down this makeshift hay barn. We'll see. So this is currently what they've classed as a hay store. As you can see, it's got hay in it, but we don't need hay because we're not a working farm. So this will be coming down. We've got some plans for what we do on that extra bit of space, but again, that's still up for discussion. This is the barn. It's currently about 10 metres long by 4.6 metres wide. So it's needing work, I think is the only way to describe it. The floor is all unlevel, the roof is tin, and it obviously isn't fully watertight, but it has a lot of potential, which is what we fell in love with it for, not what it currently is. Yeah. The sculler logs here that you might even see at the back are absolutely soaking wet. They were outside. It took about 2 hours for me and Mike's brother Liam and I to move it all inside. One, because it was up against the edge of the house. It was just that wall is damp because it couldn't breathe, but also it's just wet there and it's not going to do any good. So fun space. A bit creepy with all these hanging ropes, but that's obviously what farmers needed it to hang stuff for. Yeah. So that is the barn. At the end, we've got an old greenhouse there that needs tidying. But then through here, which is somewhere you don't really see from the drive, if anybody does know what this tree is, I think it could be a damson tree, because it looks like something like that. But yeah.
Not quite sure if it's still alive, sorry.
We'll see. So this house is actually back to front in many ways. So the front door is actually on the back of the house. So what I might do is actually take you round from the road and show you what would be the front door.
Now I can blueprint.
So this is the actual entrance from the other side of the house. Again, it was a lovely cottage garden back in the day. So we have big plans to renovate this completely, rebuild it, turn it into a lovely kitchen and an office / counselling room. This is a south-facing garden as well. So it will have sun all day, which will be really nice for just being outside in the summer. At the top there are 2 chicken coops. We are going to have chickens, but we're going to be relocating those just so we have a really nice view from the lounge, because at the minute you look out and rather than seeing up onto the field and onto the hill, you kind of see these 2 structures, the 2 coops. So that's another big plan we have in place. This entrance is actually now going to become the back door. So we're going to flip the house around so that you come in off the drive rather than coming in off of the parking there and then having to walk around. So we're going to get some big double doors in there, or some really cottage style doors, so that this comes out onto the to the garden.
Which will all make sense in a minute once we get inside.
It will make sense in a minute. Just so we can show the size of the coops actually. Mind the twigs.
Little steps here.
So we've got a lot of space up here. These are really old though, and they're a little bit beyond salvageable.
Quite a good size though.
Yeah, cute. We'll do what we can to salvage some of the wood.
Don't think much of it's going to sell.
No, I don't either, but we can live in hope, can't we? And actually, I haven't looked in this one.
Oh no, it's quite big actually.
No. Oh, very nice. Fancy. So yeah, gonna be getting some fresh eggs. Delicious.
Oh, little ladybird.
Okay, so the new back door, which is currently the front door. All right, so far this is probably the biggest surprise of all of the rooms. One of the agents told us how old the property was and said that she thought there was going to be an ingle nook behind this staircase here, which was unsympathetically stuck into this space really.
Back in the 1950s when they renovated the whole cottage, basically.
And some of what gave that away, if you come and have a look up here, is this space here, which is a lot of dead space. Goes right up to the ceiling. So we got a little bit overzealous yesterday. To see what was behind it, and lo and behold, we did uncover this ingle nook, which we will do a whole another video on us removing the staircase and actually revealing what the sheer size of this thing. This is then currently the kitchen and dining room, which is quite long and quite narrow. They've obviously blocked up a larger door there, so we have quite a lot of remodelling that we're going to do down here. So whereas the staircase is going to come out from there, we're now going to move the staircase right over into the back corner of the house here. So it's a bit confusing to try and show you on camera. I don't know how well it picks it all up because we are now at the front door, the back door that will be the front door. So let me try and come on outside and I'll give it a whiz around.
Back at the barn again.
So this will now be the new front door. What will be happening as you come on in is everything you see here will be going. This little toilet is coming out, the ceiling is coming down, and the new staircase is going to be running up this back wall and up here. This wall has the stairs, so we think it's a supporting wall for above, so we can't widen it as much as we'd like to. So then what we've decided we're going to do is then come into a boot room, because as this is on a bit of land, it's a bit boggy at times, and as you can probably see by the boots that we're wearing, we need to have a boot room. So we're going to come on through into a boot room, which is going to have a wall roughly reinstated about
probably
here.
Along the edge of that window.
Yeah. There'll be a doorway here, so then this will come into a dining room. So the dining room will flow into what we're going to be calling the snug, which is with the ingle nook, because we're going to have obviously the open, a stove fire, some nice.
And I hope you have a wood burner in here, some nice sort of French doors, you know, onto the garden. And then probably just a couple of armchairs and maybe some form of bookcase or little bar area.
And some of you there might be thinking, well, where's the kitchen going? So obviously with that being removed, when I show you into the red outbuilding that we saw at the bottom of the drive, we're going to be knocking through, and then we're going to be met with a lot of affection now from our French Bulldog, Peggy. Hey, girl. Hi. Oh, what have you been up to, huh? Hello. You gotta say hi, YouTube. Say hi, YouTube. Yeah.
It's nice and toasty in here. It's got a heater on. So. Hey.
She is 5 months old. Yeah, loving life at the minute. So this is the lounge.
So that's those chicken coops out there, which will be coming down, and we're hoping to build them a bit more over this way, so that we can have the view out onto the field there.
So the lounge here has an open fireplace that we need to take back to something a bit more traditional. We're going to be knocking off the plaster, finding out what the state of the brick is like behind there, and have a stove put in there as well. So,
what are you, an appliance?
It's a Bridesmaids reference for anyone that's unsure. You know the bit on the plane where she's like, my name's Steve. Stove.
What are you, an appliance?
There'll probably be a lot of movie quotes. We've already done a little bit. We took out the carpet that was up here. It was like a big runner, but they tacked it down with nails all the way along, and it was like overlapping where they just cut bits off. So we've removed it, and actually we've seen the floorboards are obviously from the 50s when they redid it and untouched, bar the bits around the edge. So we're going to see what we can do to bring these back. Now, the one thing about this, basically being an old part of the cottage, is these walls are really thick. And as you can see, the ceiling starts to curve up. So we've actually got quite a low ceiling height in the attic. So we're actually going to be ripping out this entire ceiling and exposing that, insulating throughout, and giving that nice feeling of a vaulted ceiling. So all of this that you see here, which is stud, we're just ripping it down. And because we're going to be putting a floor across here, we can then make a really big master bedroom. Now, funny enough, we were talking about a closet earlier, weren't we, Mike? But actually, when you think about hanging up a piece of clothes, yeah, this would work. We weren't sure, basically, if we'd have enough depth, because with a property like this, and it's currently a 2-3 bed, but with a very small third bedroom, and we're going to be losing that third bedroom for the staircase to come up. We really want the design of the spaces to be how we live, and not for the idea of like show or anything like that. We actually want to create bedrooms in how we want. So we kind of want to be able to build some walk-in wardrobe spaces that don't look that obvious from when you walk into the bedroom. And we were toying with whether we took this down or whether we worked around it. But actually seeing it is quite big, isn't it? There's more depth than I remember.
Yeah, yeah.
Wait and see. So this is all coming down. Because currently then, if you swizzle around from this angle, basically what will be happening is we'll be instating the door into the bedroom here. So this bedroom, which is currently like the master bedroom, is going to reclaim the whole hallway and all the way to the back of the house there. Again, we don't quite know what the quality of the brick is like until we take some of the plaster off, and we might leave exposed, we might cover it and have the wardrobes, we're not quite sure. It has some lovely views from here though, so come and have a look. Oh, I've done it again. Honestly, these windows, I don't know about anyone else, but normally you have to press them to actually open them. Whereas here you have to do the opposite, which is, nope, third time's a charm. Now imagine when these windows are clear. this will be the view from the bedroom.
So quiet.
And naturally, it is a Sunday that we're filming this, so the farm is not as in operation. We were here yesterday. You get the odd noise of the tractor, but again, we don't mind any of that. But generally, it's quiet. We're out in the countryside in Somerset, on the fringe of Glastonbury. So it's nice and rural, lots of farming communities. So this is the second bedroom, which is going to ideally have this wall pushed back a little bit, maybe about a foot or so. So we'll definitely be able to get a nice king size bed in here. And we'll do something with infilling that with either wardrobes or some form of built-in storage. Again, we'll see what the quality of this is like underneath. We'll know from downstairs it should be the same up here. And try and get some character back in here. And this old trunk was actually up in the attic. It's metal, believe it or not. It had a fun latch, so we thought, you know what, we'll do something with it. It's kind of one of those pieces. God knows how old it is, but we'll see. Yeah. Now, ideally, if you can see how thick this is the old stone part of the original, what we think must be the 2 up, 2 down barn with, you know, basically a fireplace either end. So we're talking about whether we see again what the quality of this wall is like underneath the stone and maybe exposing all of that. It might be that we just leave it as is. We'll find out downstairs just because it could be a big job. The bathroom is very tiny, but it does the trick for now. Albeit the door swings the wrong way, really. We were doing some cleaning in here yesterday. Oh, did you mean to do? Nope. These are flannelly type curtains. It's almost like you've got a towel when you have a bath right there, so you don't even need to worry, just, you know, dry stuff there. It's got stunning views out over the Somerset country. So
A lot of people we said this to think we're mad, but we're probably going to put clear glass in here. And this will become a walk-in shower. But we would like to have a shower with a view. Bearing in mind we're much higher than everything else. Even if I was stood under here, you know, none of my giblets are going to be on show. So we'll see. And then essentially what's going to happen is we're now above the front. We even get ourselves confused because we talk about the front and the back, and also we're swapping them around. The route that leads out onto the drive, where we're going to be taking the floor up and the staircase. This is where the staircase will now come out, which means that all of this is going to be taken out, all of this floor, and it'll be a vaulted double height. So we're going to see what the ceiling's like here. This roof runs this way, so it will be a pitch that runs up to a high point running through the middle there. But we've got this window that will now be on our landing, or well, our steps up will come up here, turn and come up, which is quite nice because again, it's a really nice uninterrupted view. Currently though, we've got the water tank in this room, so we are going to have to do some jiggery pokery with where some of that stuff goes. But yeah, all of this needs to come out, expose it, take the staircase out that's downstairs, get the staircase in here, and then we can start to kind of roll with things. Like you say, we took out some of the carpet. This was the stunning threadbare design that we had running through. Some people might call it vintage, some people might call it antique. It's worn. Very worn, very moth-eaten. But again, it's got really lovely views. So again, this was part of it. Obviously, we'll get new glazing, but see, that one is a push. You push that one to open it. Again, tasteful curtain pattern. Love it. We need to clear a lot of these brambles because they're kind of making it look really tatty when actually I think there's a lot of bulbs down here.
So this is part of then the outbuilding. So we got some really nice big bits of stone here that we need to try and salvage. And also, at the minute, you have to just try and imagine this is all going to be coming salvaged, but coming down, because this is a very small room. But when I talked earlier about the door coming out of the dining room, this is where the entrance will be coming from. Somewhere around here-ish. And then this wall is coming down. We will be doing our best to save as much of this stone as we possibly can, moving it into the barn so that we can reuse it on the site. Again, we've got some old... Don't know, technically know if these are called flagstones. They are flagstones, aren't they?
Yeah, they are flagstones.
Yeah. So... And then on the other side of that big, thick stonework coming down is this other part of the barn. Which currently, as you can see, while we said it's not structurally sound, the crack in that wall, all the way running down there, obviously doesn't fully meet the ceiling. But the ceiling height's dropped a lot because we're sloping down. It's raised a lot. So our idea is that our kitchen will be within this space plus the other room that we just came from, with a really nice long kitchen on the back wall, an island here, and then opening up onto the back garden there, which if you spin around, Mike, you might just see through that gap in the window what the view is.
A bush.
A bush. Well, okay. We got, oh, what? The... And then there's quite a lot of demolition, because again, we've got to clear all of this and old wood and bits and bobs. Goodness knows what's above there. I haven't managed to have a look up to see what they've stored above here. But then they've got this breeze block partition into this part of the barn, which then, can you squeeze through there? Opens into yet another space. Yeah, so this room is actually quite a nice size. That old door is really big. It's cladded on the other side, so goodness knows. This is an old tank, which obviously, thankfully, is empty. Yeah, not quite sure what this is. There's loads of stuff here. We haven't even had a chance to really start going at it. So we'll be doing some time-lapse videos when we do start clearing these rooms. And if we do find anything exciting, we'll show you. There may be absolutely nothing of interest here at all. But yeah, I'm keen to see what's above here. So again, this will all be vaulted ceilings as well, so it feels nice and tall, nice and bright. Trying to keep as much character as we can in the space. All right. What's that? Some kind of quirky overall. So that, yeah, the blueprint. So that's basically it in a nutshell. Whistle-stop tour of the site in its kind of raw. We haven't really done a lot to it yet form. We're going to be building on it and yeah, see how it goes. We like watching videos like this. We like to really watch those videos, and it's nice when they do them on a weekly basis. It's a nice Sunday morning, decompress with a cup of coffee and just watch what other people are up to. So for those that are interested, this is what we'll be doing. Yeah, stick along.